How you guys doing out there? I'm just doing this video today to kind of talk about what's going on in the community, in our society, in the United States as a whole, especially with this whole immigration issue that we got going on. Feels like as soon as President Trump has became president and he came into office, it feels like this whole conversation has just tripled, doubled, or just got compounded by the way he talks about Mexicans and people from other countries, and it's kind of sad seeing our leader act that way and talk that way about people that have been living in this place longer than anyone has been around. So it's kind of ironic that he doesn't want people that used to live in this country that they can't come here anymore. And I remember that there was a war between the Mexican and the U.S. people, and when they drew that line, that border, it was just overnight. Either you're on this side or you're on that side of the border, and the fact that it's been like that for so long, people still have family members in Mexico, considered Mexico, down south, and there were still people that were up north, they were there from the beginning. So it's kind of hard to have this conversation, especially with people who are really Trump supporters. I've come across many people, and it's somewhat of a struggle trying to talk to them and get your point across. And it's somewhat frustrating as well, because I feel like everyone is just implanted into their own opinions, and no one wants to differentiate how they feel. And it's one of those things too where I feel like if you were a Trump supporter in the beginning and you realized all his mistakes and all the way he's talking right now, and you still want to follow the way he acts and his agendas, and you believe in him. And it's one of those things where you got to look yourself in the mirror. If you think that a president should really act, talk, or act the way he acts, and you want your kids to act that way too, I feel like he's doing a huge disservice to our communities, to our societies, to the United States as a whole. Just lately, I could feel all the tension between whites and Mexicans, and it feels like some black people are jumping on the bandwagons of white people too, and they feel frustrated by what's going on, but you guys need to really know your history and understand what's going on. This wasn't a problem that just happened when Trump was here. He just kind of made it worse and put it in front of everybody's faces, and the media takes it and pushes that agenda, and it just becomes everybody's narrative right now. So what I want people to do is just try to do some research, do some history, go back and look at what's going on and how we got to this point. We didn't just get to 2018 and have this huge immigration problem. You got to remember, this is something that's been happening for hundreds of years, and it's something that people can't understand, especially if you're so entrenched into your own opinion. Now, I'm a Mexican person. I have people I have family that we all came from Mexico. We're from Mexico City, which is one of the best places in the world you can go visit. It's the most culturalist place in the world. And when you come here to the United States, it's a completely different lifestyle. I feel like people don't really understand how Mexico really is. I feel like the media pushes this negative agenda on it. And don't get me wrong, Mexicans, we do a lot of stuff in this country. We do a lot of stuff in Mexico that maybe people would look down upon, but it's just the way of the system. That's just the way it works, But the majority of all Mexican people are some of the most beautifulest, happiest, biggest heart people in the world. They offer you something to eat whenever you come over. They'll call you mijo and mija if you come over. And it's one of those things where I don't understand this hate or this lash against these people. And another thing too that you guys need to understand is that I know you guys want to say that they're doing something illegal when they cross that border, and I would just like to put you in their situation. Can you imagine yourself being told what to do, and you got to pay taxes or to the to different gangs and cartels? And can you imagine them coming into your house, telling you that they're going to kill your wife, take your daughter, make your son join the gang if you don't go and do this? Now, there's many different reasons why people are coming to the United States, but there's a lot of reasons that you guys don't even know what they're going through in order to get here. They're being killed at home. They're being slaughtered over there. They're being taken away from their family. I mean, sex trafficking. There's so much stuff that you guys just don't understand what's going on. All you see is this whole MS-13 thing going on with Trump, and you guys think that's all the Mexican people that are coming by. Now, if you put yourself in their positions, I think you would probably do the most honorable thing and come as well. If you want to try to protect and feed your family and be the man you're supposed to be, which is a provider, And just imagine if the environment you live in, you can't become that man. I feel like anybody that's a real man will do whatever they can and walk miles and thousands of miles to come to a better place, for a better family, for a better location, for a better utopian lifestyle if you want to, because some of the places that they're leaving is places that you guys don't want to visit. So for them to make that huge journey that lasts maybe 2 3 months, I mean, to sacrifice a lot, to sacrifice getting deported, to sacrifice being raped, to sacrifice being killed, to sacrifice dying out in the desert or being ran over by the train that you got to come up on. I mean, the sacrifice these people come and they do it. And once they reach the United States, I mean, can you imagine the happiness that they have? And that's one thing I just want people to understand, the struggle that they're really going through. And don't get me wrong, like I said, there's bad people that are coming across too, but there's all kinds of bad people in the United States too that we need to come and check out and look at, with all the school shootings going on and white America, running amok sometimes when it comes to all these school shootings or mass shootings. And people don't want to talk about them, like, well, what should we do about people like that? I mean, if you think about it. So it's one of those things where it's a very complicated situation. And I just hope that, people watch this video and get a better understanding of what's going on, because just try to base your own opinions on your own research. Don't watch CNN, don't watch Fox News, don't watch whatever newscast you're watching, and let them give you your own opinion, because you got to remember that all these media outlets, they have agendas, they have narratives that they want to push to society, and we are so, gullible that we believe everything that they're saying, and that becomes our narrative, and we start talking to our cousins and our uncles and our family members about it, and that becomes the whole narrative of the whole family. And I've seen so many people lose relationships in this last election with Trump. People were really good friends, and once they realized that they were going for Trump, and it just became one of those things where you don't even want to conversate with that person no more. So I know some people want to say that Trump is doing some good things, and then when it comes to America, a business aspect, I believe he's doing some good things, but he's dividing the country at the same time. And if you can't understand that, you can't see that, then you're very just a closed-minded person, and you're not willing to look outside the box and see what's going on. And like I said, when it comes down to it, it's a very complicated situation. I wish I could talk about this more, but if you guys have any questions, or if you guys have any concerns, or there's some other videos that you guys want me to make, because I could talk about all kinds of history. I could talk about Mexico-U.S. relationships and what's going on, and why media pushes this agenda, or just anything that you guys might want to talk about. Let me know. Like I said, this is my first video, and I just wanted to make one about something that's been on my mind, and something that's I've been wanting to talk about and get out to the people. And so, like I said, just do your own research on the history of Mexico-U.S. and do your own research on immigration, and just try to put yourself in their positions. Like, what would you do if your family, if your kids were starving and you had an opportunity to do something? Would you be willing to sacrifice all that they're sacrificing? And I'm not going to just tell you guys to put yourself in their positions, and I will put myself in white America's position, and I can understand and I can see why you guys are kind of scared of what's going on. Just like I said, if I was a white person and I seen a lot of Mexicans coming, I mean, I know you guys probably are scared, or you guys don't know what to do. You guys are probably upset, mad that we're trying to take your country over, which this isn't your country at all. So that's a whole nother conversation we can have. You guys got to remember that this whole country was built on immigration. So the fact that you guys just want to just stop immigration out of nowhere, or illegal immigration, it's one of those things where, can you imagine if there was Native Americans back then and they had social media and they were able to document and record all the white people coming from other countries to the United States or South America, then it'll be something that you guys would really, trip out on. It'll be something that you guys would be very eye-opening to you guys, and just to get that kind of perspective. And like I said, when you guys came here, you guys got here and you guys wanted to make this your land or whatever, and you guys think it is, but it really isn't. So it's one of those things where you just got to do your research, do some history lessons, and look up some real research on what's going on with the immigration issue. Don't just take everything you see on Fox News or CNN for face value. Just remember that they have an agenda that they're trying to push to us. And just like I said, do your own research, That's all I really got to say. So I guess I'll see you guys in the next video that I post. You guys have a great day. Stay positive and always do what's best in your heart, because I think if we have a chance to change our world, it's going to be one person at a time. We can't do a mass change. It has to start with you within yourself, and then you talk to someone else, and the goodness will just keep spreading that way. So let's try to do it that way. Let's just try to stay positive and just try to be open-minded about the world that we live in, because it's very complicated, it's very diverse. And if you don't have that kind of mindset, then you will be a very frustrated person in this world. All right. Now have a great day. Like I said, have a blessed and great day, and stay positive, and just always think good.